followers of Sheikh Ibrahim Zakzaky are highly concerned about the continuation of detention of their leader Sheikh Ibrahim Zakzaky and his wife Malama Zina as the COVID-19 pandemic cases continue to increase in Nigeria. In a statement signed by Abdullahi Mohammed Musa of Academic Forum of Islamic Movement made it public in Abuja today, being the 25th day of March 2020.
Prison despite COVID-19 pandemic is worrisome. It is well known that in late December 2015, the 1st Division of Nigerian Army unexpectedly launched a well-planned and orchestrated campaign of murder, destruction, and mayhem, during which the 1st Division of the Nigerian Army killed hundreds and destroyed numerous homes. This infamous raid was followed by the mass burial of the bodies of the victims of the atrocity by the Kaduna State government. The survivors of this unprecedented massacre have since been imprisoned, and those seeking for lawful redress have been systematically persecuted by the Buhari-led regime. Among the over 1,000 people known to have gone missing during the attack in Zaria by the 1st Division of the Nigerian Army ordered by General Muhammadu Buhari, about 200 were charged in two separate courts for the alleged murder of one soldier who was later proved to have been killed by what was called friendly fire, an accident presumed to have been unfortunate collateral damage during the orgy of mad violence in Zaria. It took a total of 4 years and a few months for those wrongfully accused of the murder of Corporal Kaduna, whose name literally means the corporal from Kaduna, to be discharged and acquitted by the Nigerian judiciary in Kaduna State. Throughout the period that lasted for over 4 years, the regime led by the Major General Muhammad Buhari continued to detain two individuals, Sheikh Ibrahim Zakzaky and his wife Zina Ibrahim, for nearly 2 years without charge, and for the past 2.5 years on the charge of incitement and abetment of 200 now finally acquitted. The destruction, mayhem, and wanton violence perpetrated by the 1st Division of the Nigerian Army under the regime of the retired Major General Muhammadu Buhari has continued to assert one justification after another, in the name of what the General himself has termed national security. It is now no news that in the General's regime, whose determined effort to disguise his murderous intent, that a sham medical trip had once been organized meticulously to the point of assassination, which thankfully proved a failure. Later, the targets, Sheikh Ibrahim Zakzaky and his wife Zina Ibrahim, were transferred to the overcrowded prison in Kaduna's Independence Way. An unkept disease-ridden hell-hole presided over by Sanusi Musa and his cronies. We believe that the controller of prison has now been promoted to the undesirable rank of assassin-in-chief of the population of Kaduna prison. His objectives, the objective of this Musa, is to kill people. As you know, the health of Sheikh Ibrahim Zakzaky and his wife Zina Ibrahim continues deteriorating. As an update to the public, the health of Sheikh Ibrahim Zakzaky and his wife Zina Ibrahim has been over-deteriorating. In the last sitting, on 24 February 2020, the Kaduna High Court affirmed that the couples are unfit to stand trial. Thus, an order was given by the judge, Justice Gideon Rada, directing the officials of Kaduna prison to grant Sheikh Ibrahim Zakzaky and his wife access to their doctors. Sheikh Zakzaky is being affected by progressive glaucoma, cervical spondylosis, and up to 55 bullet fragments with lead and cadmium poisoning in his body. He has also been suffering from sleep disorder, recurrent spiking hypertension, recurrent episodes of stroke, and just few days ago, his cardiac ischemia and ventricular hypertrophy were found to deteriorate. He is now even requiring cardiac therapy, making him more clearly unfit to stand trial. The Sheikh's wife Malama Zina suffers from increasingly frequent colicky pains due to the bullets and other harmful particles in her stomach. She also suffers from untreated hypertension, hyperthyroidism, over-matured cataracts, hyperbiliary complications, and a cartilage problems, making her very difficult to walk or to sit. Weeks ago, her sensitivities and routines have deteriorated with nasal bleeding, and just few days ago she was diagnosed with lumbar spondylosis. But their health ailments absolutely need very urgent medical intervention according to the expert doctors. It is also factfully known that the healthy facility inside Kaduna prison does not have the capacity to handle any of the above mentioned illness for both the Sheikh and his wife, and certainly they are incapable of providing cardiac catheterization either. Sheikh Zakzaky and his wife are being detained in Kaduna prison. Coronavirus is a deadly infectious disease that can spread just like flu or a cold through the air and close contacts, and objects or surface etc. with the viral particles on it. While social distinction and staying at home are the effective prevention method for COVID-19, it is very difficult for detainees to be granted such precautions. Continuous detention of the couple in Kaduna prison despite this pandemic of COVID-19 is really worrisome. With the COVID-19 pandemic engulfing the entire world as we speak, with Nigeria reporting an increasing number of confined cases on a daily basis, and with the experience we had with the regime led by Major General Buhari and his well-organized assassination and murdering, whom have proved to be bent on bringing death and destruction on all people who are unwilling to submit to their terrorist agenda. We have now found ourselves as absolute hostages, not just to the worldwide virus, but the viruses like Buhari, Buratai, Boko Haram, bandits and burglars. They are thieves, looters, raiders, destroyers, killers, murderers, and they are now hard at work because they are in charge. The Buhari-led government is fully aware that anybody that is unfit to face trial cannot be arraigned in court for trial, and here is court judgment that have already ordered for the release of the couple. The public is aware that the Federal High Court judgment delivered by Justice Gabriel Kolawale on 2nd December 2016 is said to be observed by the retired Major General Buhari regime. We therefore demand for the immediate and unconditional release of Sheikh Zakzaky and his wife Zina. Abdullah Muhammad Musa for the Academic Forum of the Islamic Movement in Nigeria. Thank you.